Here we are. You're here with Nightshade. Welcome to the newbie guide. We'll be going through Forgotten Chambers together. So just to start off, for all the newbies, don't worry too much about how I look. This is just a skin. I am Nightshade after all, and I've got my little dragon pet with me, but that's all irrelevant. We're going to be running with all the starter gear, which is your rusty sword, one-hand sword, and we've got our bard's bow, also a short bow, and then a crude pickaxe. When you start out, you're not going to have this crude pickaxe. You're going to have to run a few runs and then buy it. But I'm just going to take it with anyway. Let's dive in. So starting off, there's obviously many maps to choose from here. Don't even think about any of the others yet. You'll notice that the swords obviously tell you which difficulty the map is. So the higher the difficulty, the more swords there are. So you're going to want to start here at Forgotten Chambers. Okay, another thing to note, a lot of new players are always asking where to fish, where to mine, where to do wood cutting. You'll see every map has a little icon here, which kind of links to the type of skill, the gathering skill that you'll be able to do there. So for the very first map, Forgotten Chambers, you can mine. You know, here at Ashwoods you can do scavenging and wood cutting, fishing at swamps. So it's very good to use this adventure screen. And for the newbies, you'll also be able to find an adventure map next to your stash. We can maybe look at that some other time. Alright, so just looking at this adventure, here's some of the monsters we can find here. You can obviously hover over them to see what they're called, just for a bit of the lore. And these are some of the resources you might find. You can also see what their, if you look over here, you'll see what their market price will be. If you find them, you can kind of sell them on the Emporium. Alright, and then the rarity restriction, this has got to do with your gear tier. So when you're starting out, you've got this grey kind of, some people refer to them as white, it's just the common gear. Alright, so we're going to start adventure. Let's go! Thanks again for everyone who's joined. You make it all the more worth it. Okay, so here we are. So before we even start, I've actually set manual camera rotation, so if you're a brand new player, you're going to want to do that. You can just press escape, go to settings, controls. You should be able to go to controls if it doesn't lag out on you like this. For some reason mine is lagging out. There we go. And then you can just scroll down here and yeah, camera rotate. So I've got A and S, you can set whatever you want. So I would highly recommend that. Makes playing the game much easier. And then obviously to get started, you've got your left click attack, this is like your weak attack, and then you've got your right click attack, which consumes a bit of energy, and that does more damage. One thing to note, you're going to want to hold shift to stay in place, and you can kind of attack in any direction that you click in, right? So this is called your pre-attack. To switch weapons, we're going to be using Q to go from your close range melee little sword to your bow. You can also use R and F, but I never use that. I just use Q to switch between the two. Alright, and away we go. Let's dive right in. Okay, so they're gonna run right at you, and you'll see that using your power attack, which is your right click, you can deal with them pretty easily. Alright, so they're just gonna come flying at you. Done. Alright, so here we've got a situation where we can actually kill this one with our bow. So you notice what I did there, I actually ran away first to try to create some space between what we call the mob. So the monsters are the mobs, right? We'll kind of just learn on the fly here. None of this is scripted, so bear with me. Alright, so you can see I'm actually changing between my close range and my long range to try to suit certain situations. So you can see with the left click attack, it actually takes 3 hits to kill these little guys. But if you use a right click, let's see. Let's wait for this guy to come to us. I'm holding shift now, and then right click, you can actually shoot from a distance. You see that? So you can stand in place and just fire at a point. Very useful. Alright, so that's your shift and attack. Okay, whoop, this guy. Okay, notice what I did there as well. As the mob came at me, I did a little back step to try dodge his attack. So these are things you can try and do. Let's try it with this ghost. Right, here comes a ghost. there we go, we bait his attack. So he attacks first, and then you run away and come back, and you swipe him. Alright, let's try to do a 1v1 here, check this out. So we'll bait his attack. Whoop, okay, wait. Let's save the mummy. Hold up. And let's just deal with this little skelter dude. I want the mummy on his own. Okay, no, we've already done some damage to him. Okay, hold up. Alright, so this is what I mean by kiting or baiting. So you can actually, like, if you run up to a mob, you see, you can trigger them to attack. So let me just go back. If I run up to him, kind of, there we go, trigger him to attack. So usually the best time to attack a mob is directly after that attack animation. There we go. Okay, so that's kind of the basics of backstepping and like what we call kiting, and that's more like close range with a sword. Also works with a bow. So you're trying to bait them to trigger their attack animations, and then do your backstep and then return with an attack. Alright, so let's try it with wolf. There we go. Backstep. Can't even damage you. Right, okay, there. I wasn't so good with my backstep. Okay, but these are pretty easy. You've got nothing really to worry about. As long as you use your right click and you do a bit of backstepping here and there, you can deal with them pretty easily. Alright, let's continue. Let's see here. Okay, let's just run a bit more confidently here. Okay, also good to break these pots. You'll find some gold in there. Okay, basic mechanics. Alright, let's try the bow this one. Create some distance. Use the right click there. Okay, power attacks are the secret. As you can see, my energy is slowly going down. Let's just try use a whole bunch of power attacks here. Okay, so as long as you're not just running straight into these things and just letting them damage you, you're kind of attacking and then doing a little backstep. Attacking and doing a backstep. It's a good habit to get into, especially for some of the later maps. It'll be the difference between living and dying. But in this map you can probably just run into everything and just power attack. Okay, so let's try use all our energy here. Alright, okay, so sometimes mobs will drop an item like this. You just click on it and it goes into inventory. Nice. We've got some loot. Nothing great. Oh, another thing to note, if you want to drop something that you don't want to take with you, you can just right click it and then it ends up on the floor. You can pick it up again. Alright. Another thing you'll notice, I'm bringing up this little map here. This pretty much, let me zoom in a bit here. Okay, this gives you a view of the dungeon from above. You'll notice some of them are kind of a little bit more transparent, some of these rooms that you've been in. So the ones you've been in are all lit up, and then the ones you haven't are a little bit more transparent. So you'll notice over here on the map, we've actually missed an area. So we're going to backtrack a bit here. Let's go check it out. Okay. Alright, quick change to the bow there. You want to practice kind of changing between sword and bow depending on the situation. Alright, so change to close range, long range. Okay, so we've found a room with a chest in it. Nice. Let's see, maybe we get lucky. Okay, so you can left or right click on a chest. Doesn't make a difference, it's all luck of the draw whether you get anything, but we scored some gold there, so that's cool. Alright, now we're gonna use our map, try to find our way back to where we were. Nice. Okay. Alright, so one thing to note, this is what a lot of the new players miss out on. We have a trap right here. So this is a fire trap. It's gonna blast you with fire. So let me actually just show you. So if you run over it, you're gonna get burned, right? There's no way to run past it without getting burned, unless you don't step on this pressure plate. So you actually just walk around it like that. Easy. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Notice there was a pressure plate there. fire trap. Avoided all the damage. Okay, we got some more traps on the floor here. Whoop, let's change to up over there. Alright, so you can wait for these ones and then just walk over them safely. Okay, and if you have a pickaxe equipped, this is your tool slot, you can actually mine these nodes. But if you don't have a pickaxe, you won't be able to do that. So get a pickaxe when you can. Okay, sometimes your attacks miss, even though the arrows still stay, like, they actually stay in the mob. You can see them even though you miss. It's a bit silly. Whoop. Alright, mouse was going a bit freaky there for a second. Alright, let's use our right clicks. Just deal with these dudes. Done. Do some mining here. Okay, iron ore, decent. How much is that worth? 59 gold. Nice. You can also see the gold that you've gathered so far on an adventure up here on the right. Okay, off we go. Okay, little ghosty dudes. And that's pretty much it. That's the basic mechanics. You know, I tend to try and do this backstep maneuver whenever I can. Whoop, when my mouse isn't freaking out. Ah! Oh no, mouse is freaking out. Hold up, guys. Okay, getting swarmed a little bit. Let's just try switch my mouse surface here. Alright, here we go. Okay, chaos averted. Okay, so this is a very forgiving map. I mean, I'm not trying to do it very quickly. Just trying to talk you guys through it. Another thing, be careful of this lava. You don't want to go down there. You will die. Not instantly, but lava does about 250 damage for 5 ticks. If you touch it. If you stay in it, it just keeps burning you. 250 damage, pretty much like a second. So, you don't want to go in there. Alright, notice now, on the map, we've come to a fork in the road. There's 2 ways to go. So we're just going to have to pick one, and hopefully it's the right one. Because we're trying to find the exit here. Well, hopefully getting lucky with some drops. So we'll see. Okay, just right-clicking there. Whoop, we got traps. Don't know if you guys saw that. Here they are. So we're gonna have to zigzag our way through these. Like that. Done. Okay, more mobs. Who knows? Maybe we get a drop on the tutorial stream. That would be cool. Let's see here. Alright. So we're just dealing with these little newbie mobs here. Let's see. Okay, so right clicking, that pretty much one hits these. Got some more skeleton bones, we'll pick those up for later. Okay, right clicks, more right clicks. If you don't right click, you're gonna be in trouble. Notice though, your what we call either, a lot of people call it mana, we'll just call it energy or EP, your energy points. This will regenerate over time. And depending on your champion rewards, you can actually regenerate to a higher amount. So I've got all the way up past 70, so I'm getting an extra 125 here, and another 125 there. So I think when you start, it's just 125. So luckily I can regenerate all the way up to, I think it's 500, which is pretty nifty. So even though level up rewards don't give you much, they definitely do help in the long run. Okay, we got some rune hide. Nice. So you can also just sell this for gold, or you can check your skills book under engineering or your production skills. You can see here you can use rune hide and some silk to make some gloves. So it's up to you whether you want to level that up or just sell it for gold. Alright, let's deal with these dudes. Alright. And what do you know? A big shiny door. Okay, that's got to be the exit, right? But we're gonna be true hunters here. Okay, we could just leave, but we've got a whole unexplored area back here, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit before we run out of here. We want to clear this dungeon and make sure we've got all the monsters, we've broken all the chests, cracked open all the chests and broken all the pots and crates Just make sure we've kind of cleared the place, because who knows where a drop is hiding. Let's see. Alright, more of these little dudes, no problem. Okay, we got a cool little room here. This has recently been added to the game in the new patch. It's a little fountain of youth that will heal you if you use it. Okay, nice. We got a chest room, so let's grab the treasure. Imagine if we missed this room, we didn't backtrack, we would have missed out on that extra gold and possibly a drop. Unlucky for us, no drops. Also, you'll notice there's some of these things you can break. They don't drop anything right now. I don't think they have much use, but it is kind of fun to break stuff. Alright, let's grab this fountain and we're pretty much done. That would be how to run Forgotten Chambers. Very, very chilled. As long as you're dodging these traps on the floor here and not getting burned, right? And these ones, just waiting for them to burn out. Another trap here, just kind of dodge them. You're gonna be just fine. You don't need any healing items. You can run it consecutively. You can't go wrong. And who knows, you might get a good drop. So that's it for Forgotten Chambers. So you'll notice I actually get a exit confirmation. So I've actually set that in my settings. I think you come to game and you can choose here show exit confirmation. And I've just set that because I don't like accidentally clicking on it and then maybe I missed something in this room, or there's a chest and then, you know, based on camera angle, you know, sometimes a chest is here and then you click on the chest but then you accidentally click on the exit and then you miss the chest, and that could have been your drop. So yeah, it's just to fight off the superstition. So I like to use the confirmation. Yes. Alrighty. And that's it. Probably not the best time for Forgotten Chambers, but that's the way to get through Chambers. You don't need anything, just a little bit of patience, a little bit of know-how with the game's mechanics, and you'll be just fine.